Rapper Mystikal is like a magnet for legal trouble. He's back in the headlines again for allegedly sexually assaulting a woman.
I came with the idea, I was like, well, tell you what, because Bird was like, man, listen, I'm not in them streets no more, and we depended on his rap stuff, right? Well, Mystikal was a special one, so we like, let's throw a concert and we kill him.
He was one of the most electrifying voices in hip-hop, a rapper whose machine gun flow and commanding stage presence made him stand out in a crowded field. His hits topped charts, his albums went platinum, and his voice, half preacher, half drill sergeant, was unmistakable. But behind the music, Michael Lawrence Tyler, known to the world as Mystikal, lived a life marked by controversy, violence, and repeated run-ins with the law. From the streets of New Orleans to the heights of fame with No Limit Records, and finally to a jail cell facing the possibility of life behind bars. This is the story of a man whose talent was undeniable, but whose choices may have cost him everything.
Mystical mic.
Yeah.
So then eventually I dropped the mic in it, you know. Mystical is what you see now. Here I go.
Yeah.
Michael Lawrence Tyler was born September 22nd, 1970 in New Orleans, Louisiana. The city was alive with music, from jazz to bounce to early hip hop. But it was also a place where poverty and crime were part of the daily landscape. Mystikal grew up in the 12th Ward, one of the city's toughest areas. His father, a store owner, died when Michael was just 7 years old, leaving his mother to raise the family. She worked hard to keep her children on track, but the lure of the streets was everywhere.
You grew up in New Orleans.
Born and raised.
Okay. And what was New Orleans like in the 70s and 80s?
In the early days, we weren't known for the rap culture, I bet you that. You know, we were country bumpkins. So
As a kid, he wasn't just a product of the neighborhood. He was also a product of discipline. He attended Cohen High School, where he joined the marching band playing the trumpet. That military-style precision would later show up in his rapid-fire delivery on the mic.
Every take to make it happen, gotta make my money right. I'm trying to live a stress-free life, cause pressure bust pipes. Yikes! You know what I like? I keep it high. Better I write. Put rhymes on ice on you, like white on right. Vice grips on the mic, and I'm turning them tight. Burning up the limelight.
After high school, he joined the United States Army. The Army gave him structure, but also distance from home.
What made you join the military?
because I still wanted to do something productive. But I was tired of school. I was enough of that shit. Sick of this shit, you know. So I said I joined the military and go get me a BMW or something, you know. When I joined, 20 years without conflict. The year I joined, men, we're going to war. Oh, fuck, man. You know?
It was during this time that his passion for music began to sharpen. He studied artists like Run DMC, Rakim, and LL Cool J, but also absorbed the emerging bounce music scene of New Orleans. When he returned home, the rap game was calling, and he answered.
Hitting that iron all day, yeah, my chest got big, but I didn't get a six-pack. Oh, fuck a six-pack. Gotta get a lawyer, cause I'm trying to get some get back. Ooh, I want my cars in my crib and my clothes in the holes and the rest of my shit back. Ooh.
In the early 1990s, New Orleans rap scene was exploding, and independent label Big Boy Records was at the forefront. Mystikal, still refining his style, started performing at local talent shows and battles. His energy was undeniable. He didn't just rap, he barked, he growled, he commanded.
Wait. Kill him?
Yeah, it's only one kill, Vlad. We talking about killing. Yeah. But no, I was like, man, look, let's throw a concert. Because, you know, back then, when a person throw a concert, the rapper got the rider package. So they go to talk about what hotel they want to be in, you know, what all they want. So it's easy for me to have you come to my city or wherever I want you at, because I'm going to have you set where I want you to be set at. That was my idea.
Wouldn't that tie you directly to that, or you just didn't care at that point?
Think about this, how many murders we been tied to that we got away with?
Well, yeah.
Okay, then, so now, all the hot boys, we all agree, we like, okay, we got a good plan. But Slim sit back, listen to all this, we hype. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I believe in my artists, you know.
In 1994, he released his debut album, Mind of Mystikal, through Big Boy. It was raw, aggressive, and unlike anything else in the city. The album sold well locally and put him on the map, but success also brought enemies.
To see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks.
In 1995, tragedy struck when Mystikal's sister, Michelle Tyler, was murdered by her boyfriend. This loss hit him hard and added a darker edge to his music.
So you start working on your debut album, and then the tragedy occurs.
Right.
In 1994, your sister, Michelle Tyler, was murdered. So, I mean, according to reports, she was found in her family home. She was stabbed and strangled to
I
death.
found her. Yeah, she wasn't. I found her.
You found
Yeah.
her.
Thank God it was me and not my little brother and not my mom or nobody like that. Somebody that was, strong enough to handle that situation. I found my sister in her bed dead with a Mystical promotional t-shirt on saying I'm not that nigga on it, man.
He started to gain regional fame, with word of his intense live shows spreading fast. His style, a mix of military cadence, bounce rhythms, and pure Southern aggression, caught the attention of a man who would change his career forever, Master P.
Third Ward Kelly, that's my hood, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna bring my boy Mystikal out to give him some No Limit Soldier, get Mystikal. He's on your label too, right? Yeah. Oh, okay.
The sun's gonna stay in my eyes if I put it backwards.
Oh, no, you straight. Check it out.
All right. That's nice.
No,
How about this?
Wait.
No. Like that?
In 1996, Master P's No Limit Records was one of the hottest labels in hip-hop. Known for their prolific output and signature pen and pixel album art, No Limit had an army of rappers, and Mystikal was about to become one of its generals.
So you're on Jive Records, and you just dropped a gold album. And then in 96, you signed to Master P and No Limit Records.
97, somewhere up in there. Yeah, somewhere up in there.
Okay.
Right
around that.
Right, because Jive and I, we were running out of steam,
Big fan of Master P, and I'm just looking forward. He's just constantly breaking history and making leeway to black music and music worldwide.
In 1999, we want to expand our brand, so we did action movies, and we were able to sell that in about 30 different territories.
We on fire.
If we that hot, we should be the motherfucking hot boy.
His first No Limit release, Unpredictable, in 1997, was a smash, going platinum. Tracks like Ain't No Limit showcased his larger-than-life personality. He followed up with Ghetto Fabulous in 1998, another platinum success. By now, Mystikal was a household name in hip-hop circles. He was featured on countless No Limit projects, standing out even among the label's crowded roster. But it was 2000's Let's Get Ready that truly made him a superstar. The album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling over 330,000 copies in its first week. Its lead single, Shake Your Ass, became a massive hit, getting heavy MTV rotation and becoming a club anthem across America. Mystikal's fame peaked in 2001 with the release of Tarantula, earning him 2 Grammy nominations, one for Best Rap Album and another for Best Male Rap Solo Performance. He was at the top of his game, but storm clouds were already gathering on the horizon.
Man, thank y'all so much, for real. If y'all don't believe God is real right now, you better look at me, baby. It's danger, you heard me?
Mystikal's first major legal trouble came in 2003, and it would change the course of his life. He and 2 of his bodyguards were accused of sexually assaulting his hairstylist, allegedly forcing her to perform after accusing her of theft. Investigators found a videotape of the incident. Facing overwhelming evidence, Mystikal pleaded guilty to sexual battery and extortion in June 2003. In January 2004, he was sentenced to 6 years in state prison.
You had to do 6 years in prison. Now you're ex-military.
Right.
So you're Mystical. You're still a rapper.
True.
Now You know, we spoke to T.I. T.I. said when he had to do his stint sometimes, you know, people try to check him.
He said he got tried once.
He said he had to fight somebody. You
Yeah,
ever got
T.I. two different cats.
Right.
Yeah, I ain't, you know.
Nobody ever tried you.
For what?
Right.
Yeah, you know, they wanted to hear a song or something. You know, most people that were fans, man.
But you got haters in prison too. They like,
yeah, sometimes
but
people get their stripes from trying to attack.
I don't rock like that. You know what I'm talking about?
What do you think was your worst experience while locked up?
Just being away from my children and missing those beautiful years of my children growing up. 'Cause when I left, they were 2 and 3 or 3 and 4, some shit like that, man. 3 and 4 years old. You know, and I remember sitting them down at 3 and 4 years old trying to have a fucking heart-to-heart, try to explain to them. I said, listen, I remember telling my daughter, I said, Michelle, daddy might gonna have to leave for a little while and be gone for a while, but I'm coming back. I am coming back, and daddy love you and miss you. Daddy is coming back, okay?
While serving his sentence, Mystikal also faced federal charges for failing to file tax returns for 1998 and 1999, adding another year to his time, served concurrently. For a man at the height of his career, the fall was sudden and brutal. The once chart-topping rapper disappeared from the spotlight, replaced in the headlines by his mugshot.
To see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Thanks.
On January 14th, 2010, Mystikal walked out of prison after serving 6 years. He was required to register as a sex offender, but he was determined to restart his career.
January 14th, 2010. And you start putting out some music. I think you had a song with Lil Wayne.
Right. See that?
You got a,
I still was in the culture shock. I still was shooting live rounds. I just wasn't hitting the target. My conversation wasn't lined up to what, you know what I'm saying, where the world was. I don't think that was about music. Baby was just saving my life. That's all. Just see me falling off the shelf. You know, I was a treasure to our city until, you know what I'm saying, to the rap game, period. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of caught me for my little porcelain bowl fell on the floor and shattered. He kind of caught me, just put me back up there. And also his dad wanted to show me how rich they was too, motherfucker.
Signing with Cash Money Records, he began recording again and making guest appearances, including a memorable performance at the 2010 Essence Music Festival. But the music landscape had changed during his absence. New stars had emerged, and the industry had moved on. Still, Mystikal's voice, that unmistakable growl, was a reminder of a different era. Just as he began to rebuild, trouble found him again.
That was me that you met. I'm the one you've been missing and wishing. Listen, all commands will be coming from the goddamn tower. Hit me, bruh. I'm the maestro. I'm that nigga with the stick in this bitch. Arranger, director, conductor, any other fucking name you can think of. Hit me. I got drums and shit. Toms and shit. I got congos and bongos, guitar keepers, and some of the horns up in this bitch. That boy, wow! Like it come from the wild. Kind of shit that you ain't heard on the box in the wild. Even the white people sitting up in this motherfucker, you ain't do nothing but say, wow! Yeah!
In February 2012, Mystikal was arrested on a misdemeanor domestic abuse battery charge. Because he was still on probation from his earlier conviction, this new arrest triggered a violation. He was sentenced to 90 days in jail, serving from May to August 2012. Though a relatively short stint, it once again stalled his momentum. By this point, the public narrative was shifting. Mystikal wasn't just a rapper with a criminal past. He was a repeat offender in the eyes of many.
And who is the master of the AK-47 flow, the General Mystikal?
Right. Well, that's, you know, he's a definitely a unique character. You know, throughout his career, he maintained his own identity. You know, never tried to be nobody else or nothing that I wasn't. You know, I paved my own way and stayed in my lane. You know.
In 2017, Mystikal's legal troubles reached the headlines again. He was accused of participating in a sexual assault at a Shreveport casino the year before. The charges were severe: first degree, second degree kidnapping.
I turned myself in now.
Why are you turning yourself in?
To get this business rectified, you know, get this behind me, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
appreciate that, bro. Get this behind me. Pray for me.
Mystikal turned himself in and was held on a $2 million bond. He would spend the next 18 months in jail awaiting trial.
Rapper Mystikal is like a magnet for legal trouble. He's back in the headlines again for allegedly sexually assaulting a woman.
In February 2019, he was released on bond after a financier put up the money. Then, in late 2020, the charges were dropped when a second grand jury declined to indict, citing new evidence.
I mean, how's it feel?
It feels good. It feels good. Just grateful for this opportunity to get my life back. You know, get to being back that man that I was called to be. So it's on now.
You know, what's it been like going through that whole? It's been a year and some change, a while, a long time.
It's a test of faith. You know, walking faith. Sometimes you got to overlook the circumstances and walk with faith, man.
On July 31st, 2022, Mystikal was arrested again, this time in Ascension Parish, Louisiana. The charges: first-degree rape, domestic abuse battery by strangulation, false imprisonment, simple robbery, property damage, and drug possession.
His third arrest over the past 2 decades.
Tonight, Mystikal, whose real name is Michael Tyler, is being held without bond at the Ascension Parish Jail. She was raped and held against her will by a man whose fame did not provide him any favors. Tonight, Mystikal sits in the Ascension Jail accused of charges that could put him away for life if he's convicted.
He pleaded not guilty, but a judge denied him bail. A gag order was put in place, preventing either side from speaking publicly. Court dates have been repeatedly delayed, and as of August 2025, Mystikal remains in jail awaiting trial. If convicted of first-degree Louisiana, the sentence is mandatory life in prison.
Did you hear about what happened to Mystikal?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
He's now in a Louisiana jail facing life in prison. Louisiana laws, I heard, are not really the best place to do this type of thing in.
The worst
Seem
laws,
like they really go hard.
The worst laws.
Yeah.
Mystikal's legacy is complicated. On one hand, he is one of the most distinctive voices in Southern hip-hop, a performer whose energy and cadence influenced countless artists. On the other, his repeated arrests and convictions have overshadowed his music. His story forces fans to ask, can you separate the art from the artist? And what happens when talent and self-destruction walk hand in hand? In the end, Mystikal's rise was meteoric, but so was his fall. Whether his final chapter is one of redemption or permanent disgrace remains to be seen,